This is Jonah with another podcast episode of Moving Women Forward Community. We have a simple mission helping 100 women in 100 days move from feeling stuck to empowered. So, how do we do that? By amplifying your voices, because you are our audience, you are here, you are watching us live streaming this podcast, but also you will be watching the replay, and I'm sure about that. If you haven't, please tune in and watch the replay. So, we do that by amplifying your voices through expert led support, visibility opportunities, and networking opportunities again. So much of opportunities out there for women in our community and across the nation, and why not across the pond. Today we have a special guest. So we have Dr. Jaya Sajnani. I don't want to pronounce it wrong.
That's fine.
Oh my God, thank you very much for that. That went well. A philanthropic entrepreneur whose work knows no borders. So Jaya, you will do the introductions properly. I always say that at the very beginning of any session of podcast interview that I'm not good with introductions, but I'll leave the floor to you. Please tell us more what you do, why you do, and what inspires you to do what you do.
Wow,
and thank you for
fantastic.
Being the guest, by the way.
No, thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me in your Moving Women Forward Community Hub. And this is fantastic what you're doing. We believe we inspire people by, sharing the stories, sharing the challenges, sharing the barriers we faced. So now it's my introduction. I'm Dr. Jaya Sajnani, and that's where we pronounce. I'm a philanthropist. I'm an entrepreneur. I have been in UK since last 23 years. I come from very small village from India. It's called Anand, where at that time, 23 years ago, girls been asked to not to go to the workplace, not allowed. This is a sentence we used to use the word, not allowed to go for further education or even the businesses. However, I come from the business family where my father and father's father being business people. So kind of a business was in my blood. When I arrived to study UK, so I have a couple of businesses now. It's been 23 years. I have the first very kind of a breaking the ceiling barriers kind of a business, which is a minibus and coaches transport. Yes, that's quite surprisingly, right? Being a woman, I am running the operation where we have a minibuses, coaches, we do school bus services, we do UK Europe tours. Since last 4 years, I hit the phase where you feel that, what am I going to do with this money? What am I going to do with this life? There must be some bigger purpose why I am here, why I was chosen, why I have been bumped in the people who need the help all the time. And that's where I believe, humanitarian side of me awakened. And I felt like, okay, let me do something for the charity organization. And I involved myself since 5 to 7 years in the charity organization. I started my own charity organization, which is the Global Talent Solution Hub. And mainly what we do in Global Solution Hub is we support students, especially girl students who have so much potential to do the further studies, but because of the economical situation, because of the financial background and the community background, they're not being allowed to step up on that platform. So we help them. We do free of charge seminars in some of the very kind of less knowledgeable or less economic availability of the villages in India, in Bangladesh, in Nigeria, Kenya, where we go to these girls' schools, we empower them, we not only acknowledge or see that challenges and barriers in the school, but we speak to parents, we speak to schools, and we have a platform where we collaborate the Eastern education system to the Western education system. That means we have a MOU signed with many universities in States and UK. These universities also support universities and colleges and school level resources and bring these, uplift the knowledge of these universities, colleges in India, and those who really need a hand to grow. Yeah.
That's a very complete introduction. Thank you for being there and for helping me out on this situation. And yes, so the pronunciation, we're not going to talk about that today, but we got it almost right. I got it almost right. Thank you for clarifying.
You did.
Yes. Okay, Jaya. So you work across the globe. You are bringing women of all ages, young women in this case, who are always, who will always be the foundations of the economic growth in any country. I believe. I don't have daughters. I have two sons, but I
So
do
you, Jonah,
understand.
Jonah, you have a big responsibility then, because I believe it's not empowering girls is enough. Actually, we need to empower both gender so they have equal opportunity.
I'm doing my bit. Definitely, I'm on it. I'm a girl of action, so I'm there. I'm on it. Definitely, we have
Great. Yeah.
conversations. They understand. They are involved in many aspects of the business also.
Yeah.
So they understand how the community. They're trying to understand. Basically, they're a bit young in age, but they are understanding how it works and what is the purpose of empowering these women and why we do what we do. So you are trying to build these foundations. You are trying to convey the message of growth. Education is that foremost. So it's your mission. What is the biggest transformation these students are
Wow.
receiving on how this? Yes, that's a big question, the $1 million question probably. But let's go in pounds because I'm in
I
UK. You are in
know.
UK.
Well,
Less scary. So
the biggest transformation I would say, and it's including my own journey too, because I come from India, where I born and brought up, and 20 years of my life I spent in India, and then transits to UK for the further studies. The biggest mindset I have seen the transforming is when the students start taking the education is not just the technical knowledge or just gaining the degree, but actually it's a gateway to the global career, global enhancement, and the opportunity platform where they can actually perform to the global community, and they can create their CV where they can not just getting the academic knowledge, but the behavior knowledge, transferable skills, which apply to globally. Yeah,
it's
that is
beautiful,
amazing.
beautiful
Yeah.
work. I truly believe that. So we have many women in our community. They are not young as your group, as your women in your mission, but they are still there. So what has happened? It has happened. So I'm linking up with the young generation here. That probably they've done something in their past life. They've built their work somewhere. They have their own experience. They have their knowledge, but they
Yeah.
haven't. They are a bit. They are stuck
Yeah.
in using that knowledge now that they are
Mhm.
in a different stage of their life and career, definitely. But it starts from there. It starts from young age. So they are stuck. So what can be one of the mindsets that can help
Mhm.
young women not find themselves in a situation where, I don't know, when they're in their mid 30s or mid 40s, they are there stuck and they don't
Mhm.
know what to do, how to deal with it, and what is the biggest mindset that you can share with us?
That's really good, because with the Global Talent Solution Hub, what we do, we collaborate with the university, especially in UK. We are working with the University of West London, where we have created a entrepreneur seed incubator program. We are empowering women who don't want to go back to the workplace due to any XYZ factors, right? There are many factors women get affected by not going back to the workplace, childcare, or maybe, their own trauma, or kind of having to navigate the time limit and stuff. So we help these women to transform their key skills into the viable business model. It's an 11 weeks program. We work, it's free of charge, completely free of charge for the women to enroll and help. We give them all the resources, mentorship, and the technical knowledge, the theoretical knowledge, where they need a support, including marketing and the platform where they can grow their business too. Now, mindset when it comes to a woman, me being the advocate of feminist figure, I would say that every time when I see myself or somebody approach me just because it's a female figure, it really gets irritated, because you feel that you are more than what you are, just a woman. You are a potential what you can become in the future. With the woman, one thing I want to point it out, that there are lots of barriers. We face actually more barriers because of the society norms. We face more barriers than a normal male career oriented person. So barriers are there to be broken. If not broken, then at least navigate them. Don't get stuck with the problems. Try to see the solution. And the biggest mindset is collaboration. We women perform actually better when we collaborate and work in hand to hand rather than compete. Because we are first, if you see the feminist figure, the why we are feminists, our first core nature is a nourishment. Our core nature is growth, and the growth will only happen when you nourish each other. We are the selfless humans in the world, so we need to understand our core nature and try to support other women alongside us. Make them your colleague, make them the partner, make them the collaborative partner for you. This way you're not just helping her to uplift, but you actually working together to scratch your back each other. And that's the beauty and the mindset you should have in when you are in a growth career.
Sounds brilliant. We should have met years ago. I'm saying it this live
We
in live
meet for
show,
the
but
right
yeah,
time, Jonah. We meet at the right time. So I
absolutely.
believe this is the right time for us.
I'd love to take conversations out of this live for whoever is watching
Definitely.
us or watching the replay. But yes,
Yeah.
I'd love to follow up on a few things with you because it's
Yeah.
such an amazing mission that you have. And it's so important that it starts in a young age. Again, I have two boys, I don't have daughters, but I want them to
Yeah.
have everything they can at a younger
Hmm.
age. It's
Yeah.
easier and it helps with confidence and everything else.
It does. Yeah.
Right. Sorry, we have to crack on with the questions. The show must go on. But so you mentioned that confidence is it's one of the moments we need to work out and need to support these young women and how in their progress in their career journey. But again, going back to my community because that's a podcast, so we have to talk about that. Many women struggle with visibility. There is a
Yes.
study from KPMG of
Hmm.
2019. Unfortunately, I don't have the numbers right now in front of me, but I believe it's around 70-75% of women, so it's a study on women, are procrastinating more, are
Hmm.
procrastinating more than men, when men are around 50% of those data, are procrastinating even though they are visible across social media platforms or they are visible with their marketing, their work, whatever they are doing
Hmm.
around their business, but they are still, the numbers are so much, there's so much gap in between those numbers. I'll send you the link to this research later
Wow.
when we
Hmm.
close the call, but this is really interesting. So I want to understand from your experience, what practical steps can these women take to build credibility and attract the right opportunities? Because procrastinating is it's alarming, the rate. It's 75%. I'm not going to say
Yes.
75 because I don't have the number in front of me, but I remember from a few days ago, actually, where is memory gone? It's been between 70 and 75, 76
Don't worry. Those
percent.
numbers you can find it easily in the Google. You don't need to worry about to
Yeah, I
remember
cannot
those
cite
numbers.
something that I don't have in front of me, but I can cite the research. The research is around those
Yes.
numbers.
And
So
I
yes,
agree.
the practical steps, please.
Yes,
What do you think?
I completely agree. And I'm not going to lie to you. I was in the phase as well where I wanted to just delay it as much as possible. Being a woman and being a feminist figure, we always fear of having to lose something. And that is the first instinct as a female person we always fight with, because we like security. We like all should be known, not unknown future. And when we have to take a decision or be a visible or something, our first instinct is the protection, is we up our guard and we say, no, 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 this is undetected territory. I don't want to go ahead. So we always delay making the decision, and that's where procrastination comes under, where you just delay as much as when the universe force you to take some decision, then only you take the decisions. And sometimes it teaches you in the bad way as well lesson, so that you have to take the decisions. When it comes to credibility, credibility is not something that overnight you and me can build, right? It's not something that, okay, I give you 10,000 pound and you will be thinking that, oh, Jaya is a well millionaire person and I can trust on Jaya anytime and this and that, but I don't show up. So it's over the period of time. It's like persistent consistency on your words, in your promises, no matter how small it is. And this is the way I would say navigate my own barriers, where coming from the different culture to the suddenly a culture where you are visible to the global, you are visible to everything. My social media just bumped up 4K, 6K people are watching me live when I do the online sessions. And that time, the fear of small thing may go wrong. Maybe it's a technology, maybe words which came out from my mouth is not a proper English grammatical sentence or anything. When you try to control those fear and say that it's okay, the perfection does not exist in the world. Accept it and start bringing the smallest promises in the life, in the reality, whatever promises you made it, even though no matter what restrictions are. So if the technology doesn't work, go on the phone. There are other devices or on the phone call as well, but you do communicate. Once you start building up that small promises, your confidence as a person will grow. And then you will realize, you know what? It's not too harmful. It's not too scary. Let me do it more. Let me do it more. And that's the small steps will bring you a day where you will, without noticing, you'll be a confident person and you'll be like, like Jonah called me. Okay, I got this link. Let me just get in. What is this? A casual interview? She's going to ask me, and I'm going to answer it exactly what I do. Simple. So there isn't any rocket science I'm going to talk about. I don't need to do any research. And even if I do anything wrong, I'm a human, right? And that's the step to build up your credibility, I would say.
Amazing. Jaya, do you have any? So we are on the final minutes of our
Yes.
interview, but do you have one mega tip or one
Uh,
main tip that you want to share with all the women
um,
out there?
I always share what I have learned through my journey, 23 years of the struggle in UK, and before that being a female person and fighting for my rights, for education, fighting for my rights to my own freedom. I would say when your reason or intention of why is better than anything else, trust me, no barrier can stop you. You can navigate anything you want. Just remember your why. And your why should be bigger than who you are as a person. It should be for the globally, it should be for your bigger reason. There is always a reason why you bump on the people, why you've been given the opportunity, not others. So you should have the trust in the process and then follow it through.
Absolutely amazing. I was unmuting myself and I was talking over, the live, technicalities. We were talking about technicalities just a few seconds ago. This is amazing. I believe that when you have the right tools, what you are providing, what you are giving support to these women out there, with the right tools, the right path and the right structure, I'm sure these women will thrive and they will be global players. We will meet them soon in another podcast episode. Perhaps I will have the luck to meet one of them or as many
Sure.
as of them as possible, really, if they have a message to convey and support other women move from stuck to empowered the way they did in their journey with your support and of your team. Now, Jaya, please, if you have any, if you are running a workshop, a webinar, or anything that you want the audience to know and get in touch with you, that would be amazing. You are more than welcome to share it in this space. And thank you again for your time and your insights.
Sure. Thank you so much, Jonah, for giving me the opportunity. Basically, Global Talent Solution, as I said, is a platform, and we do lots of conferences. We do lots of education tours, I would say. If you are a person who would like to inspire young kids to start up their career or even to help them to understand what is out there, which they cannot see in the Google, your own experience, your own life, why don't you jump on our global tour? Come with us and just visit these schools. You will be amazed. The potential is there out there in the young kids, even though they are smart, talented. But there's lots of platform is missing, and you and me can come together, Jonah, and we can help those people too.
I'm sure we'll find a way. Where, as we said, we're gonna take the conversation out of this live,
Sure.
but I will be happy to follow up and give my contribution and support as many women as
Lovely.
possible. Thank you so
Thank you
much for
so much.
everybody. Thank you, Jaya. Everybody watching here, the live, thank you again for being here. Tune in next week for another episode with another stellar guest speaker, a woman in her career and with no problems in being stuck at all. Thank you so much.
Gotcha.
Tune in
Thank
next week
you.
at 12 p.m. UK time. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye, Jaya.